How to make big changes to the simulation. I've often heard it said that reality isn't just something we passively experience, it's something we collectively create. In that sense, each of us is a co-creator of the world, whether we realize it or not. The trouble, according to some theories, is that most people don't see this power in themselves, and because they don't recognize it, there are hidden groups, call them influential elites, who do. These groups channel the public's latent manifestation abilities to shape certain outcomes. Essentially, they feed the masses specific narratives through media, so that the collective focuses on conflict, fear, and division. The more that the public fixates on these images, the stronger those undesired realities become. How it allegedly works: media input, television, online news, social networks. These outlets bombard us with vivid stories and images. The hidden groups want as many people as possible dwelling on the same fears or controversies to amplify their manifestation effect. Collective manifestation. Because so many are unconsciously co-creating, focusing on turmoil or scandal, large-scale problems continue to materialize. Politics, conflicts, and sensational news keep the public enthralled, and thus reinforcing negative or divisive outcomes. Step away from media. If the news or social feeds are full of tension and horror, one approach is to limit or ignore those inputs entirely. It's not about denying reality. It's about recognizing that media often selects the most dramatic, disheartening stories to keep you engaged, effectively steering your mental and emotional energy in directions you wouldn't otherwise choose. Mind your thoughts. Being aware that your thoughts and emotions can shape outcomes means taking responsibility. If you're perpetually worried or outraged, you may be contributing more negativity to the collective. On the flip side, focusing on possibility, cooperation, or compassion can shift that dynamic. Small groups, big influence. Gather family, friends, or local community members who share the understanding that thoughts and feelings matter. Create a space, maybe a weekly get-together or an online meetup, where everyone aligns on positive goals. Shared intentions. Choose projects or ideas beneficial to your circle. Visualize them. Talk about them. Actively believe in their realization. The shared intention, some would call it group manifestation, is said to amplify results. Positive reinforcement. Whenever the group sees any progress, celebrate it. Affirm that collective focus indeed can nudge reality in a better direction. This reinforcement keeps morale high and the process going. Advocates of this perspective argue that once enough people wake up to our mutual influence, we might collectively shift humanity toward more constructive outcomes, less conflict, more cooperation, and a healthier environment. Instead of inadvertently fueling chaos, we'd intentionally co-create improvements. Some might say that ignoring every negative event isn't realistic or responsible, particularly for people directly affected by crises. But one might also argue that dwelling excessively on negativity, especially when it's outside our direct power, can paralyze or depress us. The middle path: acknowledge real-world problems, yet proactively choose constructive thoughts and actions, rather than spiraling into hopelessness or rage. Conclusion. Ultimately, the core idea is that each person's mental focus contributes to a broader tapestry. By steering our own thoughts, and by forming supportive networks of like-minded folks, we can direct that shared creative force toward building rather than tearing down. It may sound lofty, but real or not, there's something to be said for communities uniting around hope rather than fear. And that, in itself, can be a powerful step in changing the simulation.